Welcome back. In this video we're going to have a look at how we can deal with indices where we have negative bases. To do this, what we're going to find is that we're going to come up with three different conditions. Now the first condition we'll look at is when we have an even power. So what we've got here is -2 all raised to the power of 2. Now breaking this down the slow way, we're going to get -2 multiplied by -2. And what we're going to find is that when we have two negatives multiplied together, it's going to yield a result of +4. So the rule that we come up with in this instance is that a negative base raised to an even power yields a positive result. So now let's consider when we have an odd power. So we've got a negative base raised to an odd power. Breaking this down again, it will become -2 times -2 multiplied by -2. What we're going to find is that the first two factors here, they're going to multiply together and yield a positive result. So that will come out as +4 times -2. And because we've got a positive number multiplied with a negative number, it will yield a result of -8. So what we indeed find is that a negative base raised to an odd power yields a negative result. So this is the second condition that we can come across when we're dealing with negative bases. Now, final condition that can sort of be encountered as two conditions, but we'll keep it as one, is when we have a negative base being raised to a power where there are no explicit brackets pointed out here. Now what we're going to find is when we expand this out, we actually keep the minus at the front here, and we rewrite this. We write it as there's going to be a 2 squared still there, or a 2 raised to its exponent, but we get these implied brackets between the minus symbol or the negative symbol and the actual indice itself. So when we evaluate this, we're going to get minus, then in these brackets or these implied brackets, the result is going to yield 4. And then even though it was a even power, it's going to come out with a result of -4. What we find is that the exponent takes precedence over the negative symbol. Now that we've got these three conditions out of the way, let's have a go at evaluating. So what we've got here are 4 examples. We want to evaluate all of them. So inside the brackets we have -3 all to the power of 4. Now to do this, what we're going to do is we can rewrite it out as -3 times -3 times -3 times -3. And then we could go +9 multiplied by the +9. I really can't have those positives in front like that. So take them out. And that will yield a value of 81. Now just to verify I've done that correct, we'll go in brackets -3 all to the power of 4, and of course it equals 81. Now if I were doing this in a test or in real life, when I was evaluating this indice here, I'd simply just put it in the calculator like this and it would tell me 81. I wouldn't go through this process here, but it's still essential that I understand what's going on behind the scenes. Now let's look at a different example. We've got -3 to the power of 4. Now what we need to remember is that the exponent takes precedence over the negative operator. So I'm going to pull the negative out, and I can just rewrite it as 3 to the 4. And I know 3 to the power of 4 is going to be 81. So it'll be -81 in brackets, and then go -81. Now doing that, I could simply go to this step, straight down to this step. Now throwing that in the calculator just to verify, we'll go -3 to the power of 4, and lo and behold, it's going to come out as -81. Even though there's a positive index here, we're looking at the case where there's no brackets around it, so it comes out as a negative still. Okay, the final one is, alright, the third one is minus 3 to the power of 5. So once again, we're going to test it out, and we'll go minus comes out front, and then we'll go 3 to the 5. I don't know 81 times 3 off the top of my head, so just pull the calculator out and go 3 to the power of 5, 243, and then just verifying to improve my calculator proficiency. I'll go minus 3 to the power of 5, and lo and behold, minus 243. Exactly what we were expecting. Now finally, we're going to go the negative of minus 3 all raised to the power of 5. So this result here, the minus will stay out front, but inside the brackets here, it's going to be minus 3 to the power of 5. We know that that's going to be 243, and because it's an odd power, so we're looking at this odd power condition here, we're expecting a negative result. So it will be 243 minus, like that. And then opening it up, we get a double negative 243. So that's going to yield a positive result, like so. Now verifying that with the calculator, we're going to go minus 3, close the brackets, raise it all to the power of 5, and boom, 243, just as expected. So this has been a video demonstrating how we deal with the condition of having negative bases.